Flyers TV is sponsored by the Bay Hotel. Todd, sum up your feelings after that game.
Obviously we're pretty disappointed. We came in with high hopes. We had a great week of training. We thought that I'll back up there. I actually think that we played a pretty decent hockey game tonight. I mean, that's a great hockey team over there. They work hard. They clearly wanted more. The most frustrating part for me is that we're in it. The first goal, was offside, but that's fair enough. The two middle goals, which was enough to win a game, were just weak plays on our part. We didn't have that strength on the puck, and two weak goals, and it cost us that hockey game. And unfortunately, you look at it and you see we wake up in that third period for a stretch of, I'll be generous, 7 minutes, and we look dangerous. We look like a good ice hockey club, look like a team that could be threatening and play against anybody, but you don't play 7 minutes of a hockey game and win in this league. And I think that's the most disappointing part, because if we came with that effort for the whole game, it might have been a different result.
It's another game where we probably we had enough chances, but we're just not getting the bounces just now. So we didn't play badly. We need to kind of buck the trend of losing these games. We're getting plenty of chances. We're creating a lot of effort in their end, and there's spells where we're showing what we're capable of. But it's just putting a 60 minutes together and showing what we can really do for a full game.
What improvements were there from last week's performances?
I think even last week, at times it was the same story. We had plenty of chances. The whole game we had 3 or 4 empty nets and we just aren't getting the bounces. So we need to take that up on our own shoulders and just work through them. We can't sit back and wait on the bounces coming to us. We need to go out and make them happen. So it's frustrating, but we know that we've got the group of guys to do that. So we just need to keep going, keep putting that a little bit more effort in until things turn our way.
What was your view on the Jordan Fulton getting thrown out of the game?
Yeah, well, it's another case of an official getting involved. The linesman who missed the offside call says he sees a cross-check. The guy squirts Jordan in the face with a water bottle, and he just gives him a shove. They didn't cross-check him. I'm hoping it's on tape, because it's very frustrating. We've complained about some of the officiating before, and we keep getting the same guys in the lines, and it's very frustrating because it's becoming a factor in the game. But I will say this, and I want to make this self-clear: by no means did officials lose us that hockey game. We lost that hockey game ourselves. If these guys want to be mentally weak and complain about officials and let officials get to them, then they're making excuses for their own play. I will say this: if you ice the puck on a power play or on a penalty kill, it generally is not icing. But
obviously, you got man of the match tonight. What have you made of your own performances this season?
To be honest, it's nothing different than you just go out and try your best, and if it works for the team or whatever, then that's good. But the idea is to win games. So there's not much pride in picking up a man of the match in a loss. So.
Jamie Wilson come back into the side tonight. What did you make of his performance tonight?
Jamie was brilliant for his first game back. He didn't look like he'd been away for 6 weeks or whatever it is that he's been out now. So that's another big boost. Jamie's another guy who does a lot of work. Maybe isn't the flashiest player on ice, but makes a big contribution to the team. So it's good to have him back. And like I say, hopefully we can all just get healthy again, get Cost back in a couple of weeks hopefully, and just get rolling and get on with the rest of the season.
Man of the match tonight was Tommy Muir. That's kind of testament to his performances recently.
Yeah, it doesn't. I know that it doesn't mean that much to Tommy, especially when we lose a game like that. But we had to cut down to 4 defensemen early. We had a couple of guys who just didn't show up to play hockey tonight, and I think he did a commendable job back there. He stuck his own with a couple of imports and Kyle Horn, who's been playing pretty decent himself. So I thought he had a great game, and we need more of that out of Tommy Muir.
Yeah, Edinburgh's a team that are in a similar position. They've lost a lot of games lately. By the score lines, it looks like they're beginning to heat up a little bit. So it's definitely going to be a hard game. It is every time you go into Edinburgh. So we need to regroup as a team after tonight, get ourselves together and go in there with 120% and make sure that we could take the win. 2 points are huge. So.
Edinburgh are definitely not going to roll over and hand the points to us. You go into that Edinburgh building, and it's a difficult game every time, and they got a good hockey club there, and they're in much the same position as us. They're having a hard time winning hockey games right now, so they're going to be hungry for it as well. And it's a big conference match, and anything could happen. But we're going to need the 15 or 17 guys all prepared to be in a playoff style game tomorrow, because it's going to be a difficult one.